There was one story that was so disturbing, so dark. Even the news couldn't handle it.
A man who is a synonym for a liberal comedy, Jon Stewart just shocked the crowd by defending Trump on MSNBC. You won't believe what happens next.
These pardons are sick. They are offensive. They are un-American.
This is one of the most egregious, despicable acts in American history.
This is textbook authoritarian takeover 101.
This was a moment no one saw coming. Media outlets went crazy with headlines. What actually happened? Politics lovers know MSNBC News Channel by its left-leaning commentary. On the other side, we have Jon Stewart, a comedian and a producer who leans liberal but isn't afraid to criticize both sides when needed. The story goes like this. MSNBC was doing what it does best, going after Trump's policies with full force. That pushed Stewart over the edge, leading him to fiercely defend Trump while keeping it humorous on the way. MSNBC was imprisoned here. In a mush they stirred up. They didn't know how to react. The crowd erupted. It was a full-on battle between right and left. But what's really behind all this chaos? Is this the moment the media got a reality check from one of their own? Let's unwrap it.
But that is his constitutional power. Again, for some reason, we have given presidents the power of a king. And then we say, oh, by the way, with that power, you're not going to get all, like, kingly and shit on us, right?
Jon was never a fan of Trump to begin with. That much is obvious. But the one thing he can't stand even more, the media's blatant bias. And he's bold enough to say it out loud and joke about it. Jon Stewart has built his reputation on exposing hypocrisy, whether it's from the right or the left. And this time, he caught MSNBC pulling the same stunt they accused Trump of, twisting the truth. MSNBC called Trump's politics un-American and offensive, even abusive use of the pardon power. Well, joke on you, MSNBC, but Stewart kind of made a point here, saying that is Trump's constitutional power, and people gave him that capability. Now comes the best part.
Friday night massacre.
Late Friday night purge. A chilling purge.
The purge.
Ah! Trump has ushered in the purge!
In their new series, MSNBC used purge to describe the firing of 17 inspectors general. Guess they're going for the Game of Thrones vibe when it comes to government watchdogs. Some also said that Trump broke the law by firing them without any notice. Jon saw this too funny and had to make jokes referring to this news.
What Trump did violated the law. He can't just fire these people.
Title V, Section 403 of the U.S. Code, federal law, an inspector general may be removed by the president.
What?
Still, he made his point, leaving MSNBC stunned again. He made a point by teaching the audience about constitutional law and saying that Trump didn't break any law. Legally, the president has the power to remove officials, and 30 days' notice is only a courtesy. It's like Jon Stewart threw a match into the social media fire. He exposed how the left's upset Trump didn't extend the courtesy they think he should. And right now, MSNBC seems totally defeated by Stewart.
News, the mass firing of government agency watchdogs.
Trump fired at least 17 inspectors general.
No! He got rid of 17 inspectors general!
Democrats saw this as an abuse of power and used the situation to make a real political drama. They publicly shared their beliefs on how Trump is purging the system of anyone who could stand in his way or keep his actions in check. Stewart argued this as well, saying, hey, this is what you set up. Now deal with it. It's not just Jon. Many are arguing that Democrats have been all for expanding executive powers when it fit their plans, but now they're reaping what they've sown. Stewart made it clear. He was sick of media and political hypocrisy.
Once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do.
What was Jon Stewart really doing here? Was Jon Stewart suddenly defending Trump, a guy he's openly criticized for years? Not exactly. When you take a step back, it's clear. Stewart wasn't backing Trump. He was just exposing what was hiding in plain sight all along. By using his own platform, he held up a mirror, not just to the left, but to everyone. He called out the hypocrisy, and now some Trump voters are experiencing a major reality check. They backed him, but now they're shocked by his moves. Why? Because they never thought they'd be on the receiving end. Now let's talk about Trump for a second.
And believes they are the purveyors of truth and justice, the guardians of our democratic republic. The other side is effective.
Donald J. Trump, the 47th President of the United States, Republican. A political tornado, love him or hate him, he does things his way, unconventional and unpredictable? Yes, absolutely. But here's the real kicker. Everything he's doing is completely legal under the powers of the presidency. Take his latest decisions. Firing government watchdogs, within his authority. Booting Zelensky from the Oval Office, totally within his rights. Shifting government priorities in ways that shock his own base, still legal.
Certainly, we must be prepared for those most vulnerable to the consequences of these actions. But this is all fascist argument has become almost a reflex for the left.
The real problem is that these powers didn't come out of nowhere. Both Democrats and Republicans have expanded executive authority when it suited their agenda. And now Trump is just using the system as it was handed to him. So, was Stewart defending Trump? It did seem like it, but he was waking people up to the fact that what's happening now isn't a glitch in the system. It is the system. And that's the part nobody wants to talk about. As critics love to say, every action has consequences. Well, these are the consequences they were talking about. One more thing Jon can't stand is the media, in this case, MSNBC, brainwashing the audience without telling the real truth.
It is time for you to get your groove back, media. Because let's face facts, you kind of let yourself go a little bit for these past few years. Put on a few pundits, obsessing 24 hours a day, 7.
And what about MSNBC? This may sound a bit humiliating, but MSNBC has not issued an official statement regarding Jon Stewart's perceived defense of Donald Trump. However, the network did feature an Instagram post highlighting a column by Jacques Berliner Blau stating, Jon Stewart's about-face on Trump jokes is quietly meaningful. An Instagram post? Seriously? Let's hope we will have the honor of being the first to spill the tea if MSNBC decides to do a more mature move.
We have to fight for our country, and we have to fight like we've never fought before. It's like we're a giant garbage can.
Either way, the fallout has been wild. Some are calling him brave for speaking the truth, while others can't believe he went there. So, what do you think? Did Stewart just drop a truth bomb, or did he step out of the line? This conversation will be ongoing for sure. Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. See you in the next one.